Hello, good morning and welcome to the AM News with me, Mapito CBD. In our first story, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta says he has written to Parliament on the instruction of President Akufo-Addo to modify 7 key issues in the budget. The minority had raised 5 issues, key among them the introduction of the e-levy and the exclusion of the Keta Sea Defence Project. Speaking to the media, the Finance Minister said no decision has been made on reviewing the e-levy, but a continuous negotiation is ongoing with the minority. He disclosed, however, that at least 10 million cedis will be made available for feasibility studies on the Blekusu Coastal Protection Project.
So on behalf of the President, I have written to the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament with details of modifications in response to emerging concerns by all stakeholders, including the Minority Caucus. Please allow me to update the people of Ghana on what we have proposed, on the modifications that we have submitted to the Speaker. With regards to Ajapa Royalties Limited, we shall amend paragraphs 442 and 443 to take out reference to mineral royalties collateralization. It's important to note that any reference to Ajapa was for information purpose and as such was not reflected in the fiscal framework of the budget. In respect of the unfortunate tidal waves which rendered about 3,000 people homeless in Keta, Ketu South and Anloga constituencies, we shall make the necessary budgetary allocations of at least 10 million Ghana cedis to complete the feasibility engineering studies for the coastal communities adversely affected. We'll broaden the scope of the study to consider a more comprehensive solution to protect Ghana's 540 kilometers of coastline, including the 149 kilometers between Aflawe and Pram. Meanwhile, NADMO has responded to the humanitarian crisis created by the tidal waves on the coastline. Relating to the ACA energy transaction, we shall amend paragraphs 829 of the 2022 budget on the acquisition of a stake from ACA Energy and AGM Petroleum by GNPC to reflect the resolution of Parliament dated 6 July 2021 that the terms and conditions of the loan for the acquisition of the shares shall be brought to Parliament for consideration pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution. And on the benchmark values, we shall avert any hardship to importers and consumers while safeguarding the interests of local manufacturing industries to secure and expand jobs for our people. The administrative exercise, which review 43 out of 81 line items, has the objective to promote local manufacturing and the 1D1F policy.
The Ministry of Education has challenged teachers in the country to create innovative ways of teaching. This came up at an event to honor teachers who performed excellently in their schools. Deputy Education Minister Gifty Ampofo assured the teachers government has plans to facilitate their inputs so that the country can attain SDG 4 on education. Hannah Odame has more in this report.
The teachers believe the extra efforts they put into their work earned them the recognition.
The numbers may be large, but you have to learn to have time for each and every one of them. They have individual needs, individual behaviors, because they are coming from different houses.
Every district that I go, I pick the least performing school, and then I have started sponsoring them. We have brought in a lot of intervention in it, and even this BEC that is coming, we are expecting that good result from those schools.
The Education Ministry urged other teachers to emulate the work of their colleagues. Deputy Education Minister Gifty Ampofo, who said this, also assured the teachers of government's support.
The SDG 4 requires nations to sustainably increase the supply of quality teachers as part of effort to ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning for all. The Ghana government is committed to achieving this goal by putting in place measures to get professional teachers into the Ghanaian classrooms as captured in the Education Strategic Plan, ESP 2018 to 2030, and the Pre-Tertiary Teacher Professional Development and Management, PTPDM document. By promoting GTP as a merit award, it will help encourage many teachers to perform above expectation.
When I asked the president of the National Teachers Council, Dr. Christian Adaipoku, about the recent brouhaha on teachers receiving laptops, this is what he said.
The only thing I would advise is that teachers should be patient and then analyze the situation very well. If I'm getting the figures right, if you're paying 550 for a laptop, which you should be buying 2,000 or more, I mean, the most important thing is that you're getting a laptop that will help add value to you to be able to deliver on your mandate. That's what's important.
Sponsors of the award were recognized for their efforts. The Multimedia Group was one of them. For Joy News, I am Hannah Odami.
The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice and its partners have launched a campaign intended to imbibe in future generations an anti-corruption mindset aimed at reducing the canker in the country. Speaking to Joy News at the launch of the Commission's Anti-Corruption and Transparency Week, Commissioner Joseph Whittal explained several platforms have been created to assist the youth in particular to learn some cultural practices which facilitate corruption. Hannah Odami again.
Ghana has been working hard to reduce corruption on all fronts. That fight sometimes yields results. Other times, persons involved in the fight against the canker are fought against. Anti-corruption groups, however, say they will not relent until the desired results are achieved. Linda Oforikwafo is Executive Director at the Ghana Integrity Initiative.
I believe we'll get to a stage where we become like the Rwandas, the Botswanas in Africa, where corruption is quite minimal. But if care is not taken, so for instance, if young people are coming up and they are persons of integrity, and they see the wrongs happening and being done by the adults already in the public, private sector, civil society organization, wherever, they will speak up against it. So then if we don't build that, they are not knowledgeable about the subject, they are not interested in the subject, the apathy setting, then we are not getting anywhere. But I believe with time, Ghana should be able to. It's quite worrying, to be frank. It's quite.
Commissioner of Sraj, Joseph Whittal, believes the fight against corruption has to be taught at an early age, reason why the theme for the week's celebration is building a culture of integrity for generations.
You know, there are certain cultural practices that, in a way, they are cultural, they're part of us, right? But if we continue to practice them, they would impede our progress. How do we look at gift giving from a cultural perspective and see how it can be improved in order that we don't use it as an escape route for corruption? How do we build integrity within ourselves without using cultural attitudes as an explanation, a justification?
The campaign can only be well executed if everyone gets to know about it. That is why the National Commission for Civic Education is on board.
Usually when we say corruption in Ghana, people are looking at big government officials and their ill-gotten wealth or perceived ill-gotten wealth. But I think it's important for us to begin to look at the little things that actually mold us as a society. So the things that start off with children, little lies, watching your parents do certain things that we know are wrong. But over the years, because you've seen it over and over again, you become desensitized to it. So as you grow, you take on new vices. And by the time you become a fully fledged adult, you may have, built or molded a character that actually finds nothing wrong with corruption.
For Joy News, I am Hannah Odami.
The Ghana Health Service has rolled out strategies to get the majority of the population vaccinated against COVID-19. But what is the state of voluntary response to the inoculation exercise? Anita Sewa engaged some interest groups on compliance.
Boys, not his real name, a taxi driver at Tech Junction, sits in his car unperturbed about the ongoing COVID-19 vaccination exercise. The 32-year-old driver is unwilling to take the COVID jab.
I haven't taken my jab because I am not sick. I think you only take the jab when you are sick. I am not sick, so I don't see why I should get vaccinated.
He believes the virus does not exist.
I don't know what COVID-19 is. I don't believe it exists, so I'm not going to take the jab.
Other commercial drivers are skeptical of the COVID-19 vaccine due to conspiracy theories that were made up. Most of them are yet to decide whether to take the vaccine or not.
To me, no, they are not slow me home kakra. Now say me slow kakra. But actually, no, me home say slow be.
Originally, I was scared, but later I realized it has no extreme effect. I'm yet to decide whether to go take it or not.
Until I think I may decide to say me too one amount maybe
Authorities at the tech station revealed drivers have been educated and warned to take the jab. James Boachi Yadom is the station master at Tech Junction.
Oh, drivers in their country will be also a call back on Kabak.
I have informed all the drivers here to go get their jobs.
Metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies across the country say the turnout for the second dose of vaccines has been slow. They have called on the government to intensify the education on the COVID-19 protocols and vaccination.
So I can see it's progressing steadily, but the turnout is not as when the pandemic was on the rise that people were rushing to come and take the vaccines. People are taking it, but they are not rushing for it as you will envisage or you want them to, so that we can all be safe. I think the reason has to do with the sensitization has gone down.
For the protocols, I can say yes and no. It's like even the national level, it seems that some things have been relaxed. Initially, there were no funerals. Initially, there were no public gatherings. But now those things are there. And because those things are there, people also think that they can also stop wearing the nose mask, the hand sanitizing, and the rest.
Increased public education remains critical for the unperturbed Ghanaian, like boys, to appreciate the safety of the COVID-19 vaccine. Anita Sewa Ajuga's report read to you.
The chiefs and people of Bedze in the Ho West district of the Volta region have launched an initiative aimed at improving water supply to their homes. An annual community gathering, christened Bedze Youth Homecoming Festival, has been instituted to raise about 200,000 Ghana cedis to fix an old water system constructed in the 70s. There's more in this report.
Bedze is located in the Ho West district of the Volta region on the Ghana-Togo border. The agrarian community has a population of about 6,000. Due to population growth, the community is plagued with inadequate water supply. Several attempts by the government to resolve the water challenge were unsuccessful. This compelled the community members to undertake a self-help project to rehabilitate a water system constructed by German ambassadors in the early 70s. A homecoming festival was therefore instituted to raise an amount of about 200,000 Ghana cedis to undertake the project. George Ofori is the chairperson for the Bedze Youth Development Association.
Sreme Household contributed to engage an expert to site the location and satisfy the flow pressure. In fact, this project, when completed, will go beyond household. It includes schools, and health centers. More so, if these systems succeed, pressure on the main central reservoir system in Abulime will improve greatly, and the general water situation will be improved in Abulime, Toji and Sreme. Sreme Development Association is currently contributing to this effect, but we cannot do it alone. We really need your support in this regard.
The district chief executive, Ernest Apau, said government is making efforts to augment water supply to the area. We have awarded a contractor to fix a treatment plant on the Kpeje water system.
Water rehabilitation project actually ongoing.
The assembly is also constructing a mechanized borehole in Kpeje. It will be automated. Similar facilities will be constructed in Sreme and Angwe. The Volta and Oti regional chairperson of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dela Gajanku, lauded the initiative by the residents, adding it taps into the vision of making the Volta region self-reliant.
Let us not be too much reliant on government. Let us be able to build a region or a citizenry who are dependent, so that politicians don't come today and say, go this way, go that way, and after 50 years you realize that you have achieved nothing. If you are economically independent, I don't think any politician can use you.
About 40,000 Ghana cedis was raised to start the project. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News, Beijing.
That's how we end the AM News. For more news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Mapisa CVD. The AM show continues with Enimwa. Don't go anywhere.